If you love podcasting as much as Erika and I do, you may be considering starting your own. Starting a podcast has been one of the best decisions we have ever made, but getting started can feel overwhelming. Buzzsprout is the easiest and most professional way to start a podcast. Buzzsprout has helped over 100,000 people launch their own, including us. Buzzsprout will launch your show on all of the major podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Play, to name a few. You also get a podcast website, audio players that can be dropped into other websites, and stats of who is listening, and so much more. Buzzsprout also publishes blog posts, podcasts, and YouTube videos every week. They are a great tool and have useful information from expert podcasters. To start your own podcast and get a $20 Amazon gift card, follow the link in our show notes. This lets Buzzsprout know that we sent you, and it supports our show. Buzzsprout, the easiest way to start a podcast.
Crime, Wine, and Chaos contains adult language and graphic content. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey listeners, I'm Amber.
And I'm Erika, and this is Crime, Wine, and Chaos. Hey girl, hey.
What are you looking at?
The TV.
Oh God, she just leaves it on 24/7 because she doesn't pay the power bill here, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, there's that.
There's that. Mm-hmm.
There's that.
Yeah.
Okay, you've gotten really tan, and
I'm not tan.
are you using...
No, look at my legs.
Oh, I guess I look tan in here,
It's
too.
probably it's literally from nothing other than just driving, and it's my arms.
And it might also be like the TV light or something.
Because,
So tan.
no, I don't
What the hell?
tan.
No, you don't. You
No,
burn.
no, well, when I'm tan, I get to a shade of like other people's just like winter skin.
Just normal.
Your winter skin
Not
is my
Casper,
summer
just
tan.
normal? Is that what you're
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
A lot of my friends are like that. I don't know why
just
everybody's
super
Casper.
white. I don't know.
No, I was kind of darker before summer hit anyways, but yeah, no, I've gotten...
Yeah, you always get really dark.
Ocean Shores
It's
killed me.
nice. It's the freckly skin thing. It's just not. You know what I mean, though. How was
Yeah.
Ocean Shores?
It was good. I got to see I didn't even get all the information from the story.
Oh.
He just kind of, I don't even know who it was, like anything. He, we didn't really go into, we were trying to like catch up and everything. So it was kind of, that took over more than telling me his story. But he did tell me about like his experience on the jury and everything, which was cool. But
Gosh.
since I don't really have anything to counter it up with, I won't say anything about it.
Yeah.
I don't even know who the person was.
I have to sneeze.
No.
Was he somebody that was like stoked to be on jury, or was he like, God damn it?
It seems like he was kind of stoked, but then maybe not 100%. But he was the foreman, so
Ooh.
he kind of got it. I think that's what he said. Was that he was the foreman? So I think he was excited about
That is exciting.
being in charge.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it was really nice seeing them. I haven't
good.
seen them since my grandma's funeral.
Jeez.
So however long that was.
That was a while ago.
And then the time before that was when Declan had just been born, and we were in Reno.
Mm-hmm.
They came down to Vegas. They came to Vegas to visit. So I
Wow.
meet the baby.
How
But now
the baby.
The baby is this big.
He's giant.
Yeah,
It's his
all of his
first day
teachers
of
were like,
school
"Oh
today.
my god!"
Aw.
They're like, "Dude, you're so huge," because he's like towers over his whole classroom. They're all third graders.
Aw.
They're all these cute little tiny little petite things, and there's Declan, looks like a freaking linebacker for the football team. I'm like, good.
Oh my God.
He's gonna be tall.
Yeah,
He's-
he is. He's gonna be tall.
It's
Well,
ridiculous.
Jason's pretty tall. You're
Yeah.
tall. You're tall.
I was
Like
taller
you're
back in the
you're
day.
lady tall. You
I'm
know?
lady tall,
You
yeah.
are. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not tall, I guess, in the grand scheme of things.
No,
but-
no, not human tall.
And I
just
used to be
lady tall.
5'9" member in high school, and now I'm like 5'7".
Stop it. That's what happens when you
get
get into your 40s.
because I sit like that.
Oh, posture. Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes
my
sense.
posture sucks.
So if you stand up super straight, you're 5'7",
5'7" and
I get
3/4.
that. Sure.
5'7" and a quarter. I don't
That
know.
quarter counts.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad you got to see your siblings.
Yeah, it
That's awesome.
was nice. It was really nice. We went to the fair, and we went to zoo. Yeah.
Oh.
So we got some fun family time in. And
Yeah.
Declan's like, it sucks.
Mandatory fun time.
I know, I was like, sorry. I was like, that's getting hard.
Do they have kids? Was there a little for him to hang with? Do your siblings have
Oh,
kids?
they do, but they're all adults.
Oh, so there was
College,
another
out of
tiny
college.
human for him. That's,
No.
Yeah.
But of course, they spoiled him and bought him this 4-set Lego stem thing, and it had like 4 separate like vehicles that you could build. So it was like Legos, but all of us were trying to do this one because we could not figure it out. And then of course my brother John's like, "Oh, figure it out," and
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
It took him a while, but I was like, and he's brilliant, so I was like, Jesus Christ, we were all like, I'm like, how can some 8-year-old kid drive even to, like, it's not normal Legos.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like,
I know, but Declan's destined
really
to be an engineer, I think. Like, that's his jam.
Either that or a Lego creator.
Something.
He's really
something.
into that.
That's his jam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really cool.
He's pretty good about stuff.
That was
like
nice of them.
So what did you do this last month?
Oh my God. Not super exciting. Just back to work, and it's kind of hectic. Like, this job is interfering with my normal life, and I don't like that. And, no, but it's good. You know, and then music and house hunting.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out
November.
of November. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still out in the boonies?
Yeah. Where it's affordable.
I was gonna say that's where
Snow County. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
King County. No.
It's just getting too.
You have to be the freaking billionaire to live
and I am not.
Literally.
I am not. Yeah.
No, neither am I.
It's too much for me. So.
It is. Yeah. No. It's. I mean, just people trying to find anything out here now is.
Yeah. It's
this
rough.
is the worst state for living.
I know, and it's the best place to be, but it's just rough.
Yeah.
It's fucking rough.
That's what makes up for it, I guess.
I know. I guess. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what you drinking today?
Oh, thank you for asking. Oh, okay. I can't pronounce it, but I'm going to try. Pena Y Robles? Is that an A or an O?
It's a P-E-N-A. Isn't it?
But after the R, is that an O or an A?
Oh, that's an O. It's like Robles or Robles.
Okay.
Pena Y. It's Spanish.
I bet it's Pena because it's got the little
that
thing.
makes sense. Yeah, it's the tilde.
Pena Y Robles. Yeah, it's a Spanish red.
Is it good?
It's delicious.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's that.
What are you drinking?
Well, like I said, I wasn't going to drink my brother's thing. I'll add that in there because it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
But since you had some open one, I stole that in first.
Yes.
So, but I will add that into the website.
Okay.
So people can know because I want to put that out there.
Plug the wine. Yeah.
But today I'm drinking the rest of your Mocho Velho Pardina. The white wine is Spanish.
Oh.
We both have Spanish wines.
Spanish wines. I thought that wine tasted sort of nutty. Do you think that?
Nutty?
Like almost like it has like a almond or nutmeg sort of aftertaste. It's good, but are you getting that?
Oh, it is kind of. Doesn't taste the same as it did last time.
Maybe
are we sure the last time was a Pardina?
Maybe it wasn't, or maybe because it's not chilled. I don't know.
Oh, maybe, but no, you're right. There's some aftertaste to it. It's not bad. I just can't.
It's like nutty. On it. You have to get your tasters on it. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tasty, something. But it's like a one glass and done kind of wine.
It's a little. Well, for me, it's a little sweet.
It's a little much. Yeah. Well, do you have anything else for the good of the order, or should I tell you my bleak crime?
I think no. I think you should tell me bleak crime. Not that that's a good thing, but yeah, I think you should do that.
Well, I'll tell you how I got here first. I thought, because it's our 100th episode.
Yes.
So I chose a crime that is 100 years old.
Oh, that was clever. Okay.
So, almost exactly-ish. But anyway, so I'm going to tell you the story of Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle.
I've heard that name before.
Yes. And
was that on my list? Too?
I don't know. I feel like you and I have talked about him before.
Okay, maybe that's why.
Going forward, I'm going to call him Roscoe, even though he's known in Hollywood as Fatty, but I think that's rude and he didn't appreciate it.
Okay, well, because
who the fuck wants to be called Fatty? Like, nobody ever.
I feel like if you're a mafia guy, like, that would be a name that
or like
would give you.
Big Roscoe or, like, just straight up Fatty.
Yeah,
like, you're not even using a euphemism. It's just straight up Fatty. That's so rude. Yeah,
no, that's good.
God.
Just call him thick instead. I mean, I think that goes...
thick.
That goes over way better.
You don't body shame people. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about Roscoe Arbuckle. So,
my leg hurt.
Do you need a pillow for your biscuits?
Kinda.
Okay, do you want me to... Okay.
I'll just get a blanket. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Just slats in this chair?
You don't like my $3 IKEA chairs that I've got set up for us in here?
I love your chair.
It's not the best thing you've ever sat on.
Major tattoo lines that I did not sign up for. Okay, I'm better.
Okay. So,
Roscoe.
We're going to the summer of 1921. Roscoe Arbuckle was at the height of his career. He had just signed a $3 million contract with Paramount for 18 silent films over 3 years. So,
okay, so
yeah,
okay,
1921, a $3 million contract. Yeah.
Did you see what it would be now?
No, that would have been the smart thing to do, but no, I didn't.
But
it was like
$3 million back in 1921 is ridiculous.
It was an unprecedented amount for the time. So
At this time, his most recent film, which was called Crazy to Marry, was playing in theaters across the nation, and his friend Fred Fischbach planned a 3-day party. What?
Arbuckle and Fischbach.
Arbuckle and Fischbach planned a 3-day party over the Labor Day weekend in San Francisco at the St. Francis Hotel.
Okay.
By the end of the weekend, Roscoe was sitting in a jail cell.
Oh, that party went bad. Real fast.
Or real good.
Or real good, one of the two.
No, it
I mean, are Roscoe and Fischbach together in jail?
No, Roscoe is flying solo in the cell. It's not good.
That's not fair.
No.
That's not fun.
Nope.
No.
He's in
You
a
just gotta have
cell.
your buddy.
Yeah, in San Francisco, being held without bail for the killing of 25-year-old Virginia Rappe.
Okay. Uh-oh.
So Roscoe, he was we would call him today like the Chris Farley of silent films.
Oh, okay.
He was known for throwing custard pies at people. You're knowing who he is now, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Okay.
wore like the loose big pants with suspenders and like the little tiny bowler's hat.
Yeah, almost like clowny, but
Yeah.
not. Okay.
Or like the middle stooge of the Three Stooges.
Oh, yeah. What was his name?
What was his name? I don't know.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, but he threw pies in people's faces and he did silent films. By September of 1921, he had appeared in over 150 films. He owned a 20-room mansion in L.A. He had a $34,000 Pierce Arrow, which was one of many of his cars, which...
I have
like
no idea what that is.
I don't either, but also my Honda was more than that, so... I was like, wait, I kept having to remember, like, it's 1921, because I'm like, is it... Ooh, a $34,000 car. I'm like, wait, I guess that was bougie.
That's like
back then.
Tesla or Lamborghini at this point.
Yeah. I'm like,
In the grand
so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, so he was born in 1887 in a farmhouse in Kansas, and he got the nickname Fatty as a child and was taunted by other kids about his weight, and he always hated it.
That makes it even worse.
Yeah.
That it was at
Yes.
when he was a kid. And, I mean,
well, and it's like,
if you're an adult, it's still not nice, but
Yeah.
at least it's a little
It's like, who
bit
let
more.
that leak, though, too? You know?
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, it also could have just been if he was hanging out with friends when he almost started to get big. Maybe they
Yeah.
were calling him that.
Yeah.
Like when you call me Skits, nobody knows what that means.
Yeah.
But
But it's
you
also not a fucking insult.
Well, no.
Oh, God.
Definitely no.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Like if someone heard him being referred to as that or something.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, that must be what he
Yeah.
wants to go on.
Everybody loves that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't love that. He hated that his weight was used as comedic fodder. It was like this thing of like, just by himself, he was funny and talented, but he was known as like the fat funny guy. Like, why did that need to be part of your, like...
Isn't that kind of like what happened to Chris Farley at first?
Yeah, and like John Candy
and
John Candy, and it's like, no, even if he was thin, he's just a talented person, and his weight has nothing to do with it.
No.
So that's what was going on, right? And so he began performing at the age of 8 after his parents moved to California. A theatrical act was going through town, and they needed a child star, so Roscoe took the stage.
Okay.
At the age of 12, his mom died, and Roscoe was sent to live with his father, who abandoned the family. And when he arrived at the hotel where his dad said, "Meet me here," he wasn't there. And so he was sitting outside on the curb crying, and some other hotel patrons spotted him and invited him to come and stay with them in exchange for doing chores and singing for hotel guests.
Oh,
I know.
well, that's sweet. What the hell, though? Dad tell him to go there and then fucking ghosted him? What a dick.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's a fucking asshole.
Yeah. So eventually his dad and a stepmom appeared. And his dad was a violent, raging alcoholic. And his stepmom actually recalls a time where she saved him once because his dad was choking him and beating his head against a tree.
How do you do that, one, to anybody, but how do you do that to your own kid?
I don't know. I don't get that. I know. God. Yeah. In 1908, he met Minta Durfee, who was performing on the same bill as him in Long Beach, California. And the two were eventually married. Yeah. So he gets married pretty young because he's probably like, get me the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Take me anywhere.
I know. In 1913, Roscoe went to Keystone Studios as, it was known as a comedy spot called The Fun Factory, and he was hired for $3 a day. Yeah.
Winning, Roscoe, winning.
I know. In his first year, he performed in 36 short films, and the following year, Charlie Chaplin joined the Fun Factory, and Roscoe and Charlie regularly performed together.
Oh, that's cool.
I I know.
Charlie Chaplin was freaking awesome.
Fucking amazing. That's like the first person that most people think of with like silent films. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He was
he was the biggest one, I think.
Mm-hmm. So the following year, Paramount approached Roscoe and offered him his own production company called Comique Film Corporations and a base salary that was 7 times what he was making.
Jeez.
I know. But taking this deal meant backing out of a smaller deal that he had already agreed to that included his wife. But he took the deal with Paramount and Minta was pissed, so the two separated.
I don't blame her for that. I mean, I don't blame him for trying to better himself. But at the same point, she's getting screwed because they most likely wanted her because of him.
Yeah.
If that was, I mean, maybe not. I mean, but obviously not because they didn't give her something after.
I know. It's got to be hard if you both go into the industry to try and like make it big and like one person does and the other person doesn't.
Yeah.
You know?
I wouldn't think that would go very well.
No.
Mm-mm.
So they separated. And then Paramount sent him on a 23-stop publicity tour along with young comedian Buster Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Who's Buster Keaton?
He's another, I don't know, pretty sure he was another silent film actor. But he's an actor, but I thought he was a silent film actor.
Yeah.
I'm assuming so because of the time. But
some of these names I didn't recognize. But, okay.
You're all
So the two became frequent co-stars and lifelong friends, and it was just after this that Roscoe was offered that record-breaking $3 million contract.
Okay.
And he was the first comedian to make the transition from short films to feature films.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So let's talk about Virginia Rappe. She was born in 1891 in Chicago. She began modeling at the age of 16 at department store fashion shows, and she changed her last name from Rapp to Rappe to sound more exotic.
I mean,
okay. I know.
I'm going to say, what mine be like? Petersone.
It's like, God. I know, right?
You would be like, cookie.
Cookie.
Yeah.
Cookie.
That's a fancy way of saying it.
Yeah. Or just take out an O and just Coke. Or cock. I don't know. Oh. No, not that.
No,
nope.
Not. No.
So Virginia, she was a feminist for her time. She would tell other young women, quote, "Be original. Every girl can be that." She began designing and marketing her own designs, and she would be what we would now call an influencer.
Okay.
I guess. Sort of a Kardashian.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of dabbled in all kinds of things, but wasn't like famous for one thing, but just like dipping her toe in little things. Yeah. So she moved to LA in 1916 to make it big in the industry. She had a 2.5-year relationship with a director who cast her in several of his films before his company went under. And Virginia was just 30 years old when she died. Yeah.
It's not a long life at all.
No, not at all. So the days leading up to this Labor Day weekend party weren't so great for Roscoe. He was in LA just days before, this sucks, having his car serviced. And while he was at the mechanic, he took a seat on a rug that was on the floor, not realizing that it was soaked with acid.
Oh, no. Okay.
And it burned through his pants and caused second-degree burns, like, all on his backside.
Okay, ow. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy. You would think that somebody would tell him, hey, don't sit there.
Yeah, but also, like, where's, like, the service lounge? What are
1921?
I don't know. With the coffee machine.
With the coffee machine and the free waters and juice boxes. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing back then. Maybe.
He's just like in there where the car is being worked on a rug.
That's a lot. At least they have chairs. You would think.
Something.
Maybe
Yeah.
he was busy.
I mean, soup's busy.
The only place to sit was on the rug.
Oh, God. So that happens, and so he wants to cancel the party because he's in pain and his fucking ass hurts, but Fred won't have any of it. So Fred made a special padded ring pillow and fastened it to Roscoe's back end so that he could be comfortable as the two drove from LA to San Francisco for the party. What are those, like, donut pillows called for, like, after you've given birth or, like, you have hemorrhoids? That's what I'm imagining.
They're donut. I mean, they're like just donut. Aren't they just called donuts? Like medical donuts or something? I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I mean, like a little inflatable.
It's just a little pillow, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. When my dad had surgery on his chest, they gave him one for when he coughed. So you could like hold it and press on it, and then when you coughed, it wouldn't hurt as much.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I've heard of people, you know, if you have hemorrhoids, you sit on them. I think they're just donuts.
Yeah. And yeah, so
there's probably a medical term for that.
Probably. Well, anyway, he had rubber banded a donut pillow to his ass and made the long drive from LA to San Francisco. And at the St. Francis Hotel in San Francisco, Roscoe had a private room, and then there were 2 adjoining rooms for the party. So it was rooms 1219, 1220, and 1221.
Okay.
So Fred was in charge of everything, the rooms, the guests, and the drinks, and all of that shit. But this was during Prohibition. So...
Just keeps getting better.
I know. But being Hollywood elite, it wasn't difficult for them to get some booze, but Roscoe was just like nervous purpose about it, about like drawing too much attention, having the party get out of hand, and then the cops come, and then he's caught with alcohol and all the things, right?
Yeah.
So he was kind of like, he already was hurting. He didn't love that it was like looking like it was going to get wild, and there's...
So he was just in a bad mood.
I feel like we've all been there, where you're like at a thing, and you're like, this doesn't feel... like a place I want to.
Right.
It doesn't feel right.
Things are shit's going down. You know it.
Yeah. So on Labor Day, which was September 5th, 1921, Roscoe woke up in his private room, and he goes out into the adjoining rooms in his pajamas, and there's already a shit ton of people there. That also sucks too, when you're like not looking cute and you've just woken up, and it's like they're here already. It's like 9 a.m. What the fuck?
Everybody's drunk.
It's great. I just woke up.
Passed out on his couch.
I want coffee and a bagel. What is going on?
That's funny. That's when Jason said this last, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, Jason had switched to nights. And so he was working at 8 at night till 5 in the morning. And so he would be getting up because he would like take a couple naps during the day and then get up at like 6. And so he goes and makes coffee. And I go and get a glass of wine, and we're like hanging out. He's like, "This is weird."
Oh my god, that is
like,
weird.
It's kind of odd. I was like, "Doesn't seem right."
That is weird.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm not gonna drink coffee at 8 o'clock at night, and you know, he's not gonna drink wine before he goes to work.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't like this.
Oh. Is he still working that?
No.
God, that sucks.
Well, it's still a possibility, but as of right now, they're back to days because of the stuff to do it. And it's not happening. So.
That sucks.
Yeah, so at least he's back to days. But, yeah, he didn't like it very much.
Yeah,
he did, and then he didn't.
It's one of those things you can't just oscillate between the two. It really throws off your whole everything.
Well, and they only had a weekend to like regulate their bodies into it before they had to start.
Yeah,
because they worked Friday and then told Monday they were going to work Monday night. So they had, I mean, I guess they had all Saturday, all Sunday, and then the day of Monday. But for someone who's never worked nights like that, he was like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do.
Did he maintain that on his weekends?
Sorta, not really. He was actually able to like stay up Friday, so he would be off on Friday. So that worked out too. Is that he ended up being for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then he would get off Friday morning at 5, and then he would just stay up all day, and then go to bed at like 8 or 9, and on a Friday night, and then Saturday and Sunday. Saturday all day he'd be fine, and then Sunday he would get up, and then he'd take a nap at like 2 to 6, and then stay up, and then go to bed, and then do it all over again. So
God.
They regulated it. He figured it out, and it worked out, and he really liked working nights, but not really, because then he's missing he's not being home with us. But he was just like, it's kind of nice because nobody else is there.
Yeah,
like they're like the only crew on this whole entire big job site.
No traffic, yeah.
I mean, he's only 10 minutes away from home now. Anyways.
Yeah.
It was like 3 minutes to get there. But,
That's gotta be rough. Ugh.
Poor Roscoe.
So he gets up, he's in his jammies, the party's in full swing. He's like, what the fuck? So, and there's guests there that Roscoe didn't know. It's supposed to be a party celebrating him and his contract. And he's like, what the fuck, dude?
People just started inviting their friends.
I don't want to say anything bad about Fred because I don't know him, but it might have just been like, I'm sure it's on Roscoe's dime.
Oh, yeah,
and
probably.
he didn't even want it, right? Anyway.
Right, and he just took advantage of the situation. Yeah.
So 2 of the guests that were there that he had never fucking met were Maud Delmont and Virginia Rappe. And witnesses later testified that Virginia and Maud arrived at the party around noon. Virginia was in a jade skirt, a blouse, and a Panama hat with a ribbon. Very fashionable. And so Roscoe soon settled into the party and was like, all right, and hanging out or whatever. And according to Maud, this is what happened, according to her.
Okay.
After Virginia and Roscoe had a few drinks, Roscoe pulled Virginia into his private adjoining room, and she said that he was As he was taking her into his room, he said, "I've waited 5 years to get you."
But he had never met her before. Mm-hmm. Did he know of her, though?
Maybe that he knew of her.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. She said that after about a half hour, she heard Virginia screaming. So she knocked and kicked at the door, and eventually Roscoe opened the door in his pajamas, and behind him, Virginia was on the bed, moaning in pain.
Okay.
She said that Virginia uttered the words, "Arbuckle did it."
Okay.
Uh-huh. So a doctor is called and tended to her at the hotel for a few days, which is weird. Like, what are we? Just remember. She showed up in his leather bag and his doctor treasures inside.
That, though.
I know.
House visits.
Yeah, house calls in the middle of the night.
Now it's like $8 million to get a doctor to come to your house if you really wanted one. But
yeah. Now it's an ambulance. Yeah. Oh my God. So he tends to her for a few days, and then on September 9th, she was taken to the hospital where she later died of a ruptured bladder.
Okay.
Yeah. And because of Maud's statement to the police, Roscoe is arrested for killing Virginia Rappe. Mm-hmm. And the fucking papers went nuts.
Well, I could imagine. Yeah.
I want to ask you about this, too, because this is like, what? Okay, so they said that while Roscoe was sexually assaulting Virginia, his obese 266-pound body crushed her bladder and causing it to rupture. Okay, first of all, I don't think 266 pounds is that heavy.
No.
Like,
I mean, was she like 10 pounds?
No.
Or she was normal.
She was
right?
like our size, which was considered very, very thin back then.
Yeah.
But also 266 pounds isn't...
No, that's not a big human to begin with.
No.
And his nickname was Fatty?
Not only that, but it's like, if you're talking about somebody like rupturing an organ, like it's like 600, 700, 800 pounds. Like 266 pounds.
That doesn't seem very plausible
at
all.
No. But that's what the papers were saying. Mm. So this poor fucking man who's already called Fatty is now like, you killed this woman with your fatness.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh. So the paper also...
At a party he didn't even fucking want to be at.
No, he didn't want to fucking be at.
Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ. This is the worst weekend ever.
I know. Worst weekend ever. Bad Labor Day. So they also published his mugshot, which showed a very different person than the public had grown to love. Like, not funny, not in his suspenders and funny hat, but just like...
a normal person.
And I think that was like really jarring for people to see.
Yeah.
Roscoe initially made no public statements per the advice of his attorney, but despite this, his film Crazy to Marry, which was in theaters nationwide, was pulled, and Roscoe was convicted in the court of public opinion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this was the first instance of a person like being canceled. You're canceled, Roscoe.
Gotcha.
Paramount stopped paying him because he was unable to report to work because he was in jail. Yeah. Uh-huh. And Universal went on to write a morality clause into their contracts mandating non-payment for professionals who, quote, forfeit the respect of the public. And these clauses are still in contracts today, and that's what it stemmed from. Oh. Like Johnny Depp, being canceled from Disney. It's like these...
and they're the same laws?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And this is what started it.
Back then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Fucked up. Mm-hmm. So the LA Times ran a story with the headline, quote, "Plan to send Arbuckle to death at the gallows." The San Francisco Call and Post wrote, "Arbuckle dances while girl is dying, joyous frolic amid death tragedy." And other papers described the party as an orgy.
Well, for fuck's sake. First of all, that's a lot of all over the place. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I know.
Even know what to say to any of that.
Right?
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
So when he finally spoke publicly, he told a very different story than Maud. He said after having several drinks, Virginia became hysterical. She said that she couldn't breathe. She was vomiting in his bathroom, and she was tearing her clothes off. And he said that he was never alone with her, and he had witnesses that could attest to that. He was in the bathroom with her while she was vomiting, trying to help her, along with several other guests who were trying to help her.
But of course, none of that comes out.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm. So Roscoe was charged with manslaughter, and the district attorney, Matthew Brady, saw this as an opportunity to boost his political career.
Of course. Wouldn't it be? Yep, let's do it, Brady.
So his star witness is Maud, but she's starting to change her story.
Oh, what? Okay.
Mad Maud.
Didn't see that coming.
Can't be trusted.
Mad Maud. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
First, she said that Virginia was her lifelong friend. And later she said that she had just met her days before.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that Maud also had a criminal history of fraud and extortion. And she had a reputation for regularly inviting herself and other female guests to accompany her to parties hosted by wealthy men who would later find themselves being blackmailed into paying her when she threatened them with rape allegations.
Okay, so I kind of feel like that should be across the board. Like, Arbuckle, get the fuck out of jail. Miss Maud, get your ass in jail.
Yeah.
I mean, if now that there's records of this showing that this is the kind of person she is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It gets worse.
Oh, jeez. Great. Okay.
So, it was also learned that Maud had sent out a telegram after Roscoe's arrest that said, quote, "We have Roscoe Arbuckle in the hole here. Chance to make some money out of him." Yeah.
Wait. Okay, wait. From what I understand of telegrams back in the day, when did she send off this telegram?
I don't know.
Okay, repeat the sentence again.
It says, "We have Roscoe Arbuckle in a hole here," so in a cell. "Chance to make some money out of him."
Okay, I was thinking when she said in a hole here, I thought she meant like, no way getting out. He's like in the hotel, like they were in the middle of the party. And I'm like, I don't think that's how telegrams work. That's really fucking
like it's an email.
Fast, like pigeon, mail pigeon, or whatever they were called. I was like, shit. Like, we're here in this hotel room.
She had her own private mail pigeon.
I mean, right? I don't know. I was like, what? Okay, but now I get it. Hole as in like prison hole. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm on this one. Okay.
So, despite this, the district attorney went ahead and tried him anyway, and trial began on November 14th, 1921. Roscoe's defense team introduces Virginia's medical records showing that she had a history of chronic bladder infections. And the autopsy report also showed that there was no evidence of violence or that she had been sexually assaulted in any way.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor who treated her at the hotel before she was taken to the hospital said that Virginia told him that Roscoe didn't assault her. But the DA objected to that testimony being entered into trial because it was hearsay. Because Virginia is deceased and it can't be corroborated.
But so is hearsay from everything the Maud fucking said.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Arbuckle did it.
Yeah.
Or Arbuckle stuff.
Also,
that's all
can you
too.
imagine dying because your bladder ruptures?
Yeah, no, that makes me... that makes me want to throw up.
I don't even know what that would feel like.
I don't want to know. I could imagine. I don't want to know.
So, after 20 days, the trial resulted in a hung jury, and then the prosecution tried the case again on January 11th, 1922, and again, it resulted in a hung jury. And then they tried him a third time. Fucking poor Roscoe.
Just give up. You didn't do it.
Yeah. So, March of 1922, by this time, Roscoe had spent $700,000 in legal fees. He was drowning in debt, and his career was over. So the defense pulled out all the stops. People who knew Virginia took the stand and testified that she had suffered from previous abdominal attacks. She drank heavily. She had been observed undressing at parties before when she became too intoxicated. And Dr. William Ophis, who did the autopsy, testified that he found an 8-inch hole in the outer wall of her bladder caused by acute peritonitis, and that her cause of death was a ruptured bladder. And then a second doctor, Dr. Shelley Strange, also did an autopsy and agreed with Dr. Ophis. I know. On April 12, 1922, after only 5 minutes of deliberation, the jury came back with a not guilty verdict. And also, in an unprecedented move, the jurors had a speech prepared that was read by one of the jurors, stating that they believed that a great injustice had been done to Roscoe and that there wasn't the slightest shred of evidence, and they wished him success and hoped that his reputation would recover.
Oh, wow. You don't see or hear that ever happening. That's really cool, though, because, I mean, especially if it's like a hung jury twice.
I know.
Why are you still... What are they going to gain by putting him in jail?
I don't know. Notoriety, point? I guess?
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, but, I mean... I agree. There was nothing stating that he was at fault at all, except for Mad Maud's little,
Okay, and then, the reason why I included the story about the mechanic is, to me, it's this would all stem from a sexual assault, and, he had second-degree burns on, his ass and balls.
Do you think he's really going to be wanting to do anything
exactly.
Like that? Yeah.
No. He didn't even want to be there, let alone, let me get naked, and I probably... furthest thing from his mind.
Yeah. And the probably reason, or maybe the reason why he was even drinking at this party that he didn't want to be at was because he was in so much pain. So it was like, maybe that'll help a little bit. But it didn't sound like he was... And he went into the room in his pajamas. Yeah. And came out in his pajamas.
Yeah. And he got there on a donut pillow. Like, what? What?
I wonder if he still had it attached to his ass.
Probably. I mean, that's got...
shoved in his pajamas.
That has got to fucking hurt. You do not want to be having sexy time when, like, your genitals have second-degree burns.
No.
Anyway, so... After his acquittal, Paramount tested the waters by allowing his movies back into theaters, but 6 days later they were pulled again. Because people...
They're assholes.
The court of public opinion had already rendered their verdict, and the case left Roscoe financially and professionally ruined. He drank heavily, and his legal fees left him with a huge debt. But over time, he was able to build a steady, modest career directing under his father's first and middle name, William Goodrich.
Oh, okay.
In the late 1920s, he bought a nightclub in Culver City, and it was a popular hangout for his celebrity friends. But it went under when the stock market crashed in 1930, and then the Great Depression hit. Yeah. In 1931, Warner Brothers hired him to star in a trio of short comedies, and after an 11-year hiatus from being on screen, Roscoe was thrilled to have the opportunity to act again because it was all he ever wanted to do.
Right.
And then, shortly after, in June of 1933, Roscoe and his third wife were in Manhattan celebrating their anniversary and his newfound opportunity to act. They went to bed that night in their hotel room at the Park Central Hotel, where Roscoe died in his sleep of a heart attack at the age of 46.
Jeez. He was screwed from the get-go.
I know.
He had such a short time of fame.
I know.
Of what he really wanted to do, and then just the world was... Oh, that poor guy.
Poor Roscoe. Roscoe. Well, that's my depressing case. That was from Crimes of the Century, Smithsonian, New Yorker, Britannica, and Encyclopedia.com.
Gotcha. Wow.
Yeah.
I knew some of that story, so I remember some of it, but I didn't remember all the details. I remembered about the chickadee and the bad chickadee, but I didn't remember...
Maud.
Mostly Maud.
Maud.
Fucking Mad Maud.
Mad Maud.
That crazy lady.
Oh,
my story.
Ew, that was creepy. Jade's here. I don't love that.
Ew, that was creepy.
Creep.
I'm going to tell you. Which I already know you know this, but because y'all watched the same thing as I did. But, so my story, Chaos, is going to be about Woodstock 99. But I'm going to kind of start off with Woodstock 69, just to kind of...
A little compare and contrast.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we've obviously all heard of it. It was a huge 3-day music festival that took place at Max Yasker's dairy farm in Bethel, New York, which was 40 miles southwest of the town of Woodstock and held on August 15th through the 18th in 1969.
Okay.
The festival brought in more than 400,000 music lovers. Woodstock was also considered out of 50 to be the 19th most pivotal moment in music history by the Rolling Stones magazine back in 2004.
Shit.
The festival site was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2017. I mean, everybody, still loves Woodstock. Woodstock was brought together by 4 men, 4 promoters: Michael Lang, Artie Kornfeld, Joel Rosenman, and John P. Roberts.
John P. Roberts.
From the beginning, those 4 men all had different ideas of how they saw the original Woodstock coming together. Roberts and Rosenman were the ones that were financing the project and knew very well that what was needed for the project to succeed regarding how much money. Michael Lang, on the other hand, was way too laid back and saw Woodstock as a relaxed, quote-unquote, way to bring entrepreneurs together.
Entrepreneurs together.
So, Roberts and Rosenman were starting to worry when they realized that Lang had still not found a venue, and so at the time, and so they took it upon themselves to go out and find one themselves. Hence, the Bethel, New York one.
Okay.
Or the dairy farm.
Was it always intended for it to be like an outside festival? Do you know? Or was that...
As I know.
Okay.
Just because it was going to be so... They planned on it being huge.
Okay.
The Woodstock night, 69.
Okay.
99. A little bit different.
Sure.
But yeah. Same idea, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they started to kind of freak out because Lang hadn't found a venue yet. And so they decided, screw him, we're going to go out and find one. The other problem or difference between them were how Lang, Roberts, and Rosenman handled finances. They didn't quite agree on that. So the original idea was to charge for tickets at $18 in advance or $24 at the door, which in today's terms would be about $130 or $180.
Okay.
But that didn't end up happening, the ticket prices that they originally assumed, because they couldn't get fences installed or ticket booths before the opening day, so Woodstock became a free concert.
Holy shit.
400,000 free people.
Oh, no.
So, now, some people had bought tickets beforehand and showed their tickets because you could get them at like basically like the version of Walmart or pharmacies, that kind of, I was trying to think of like a Rite Aid.
The old school of standing in line for tickets,
Yes, well this was in 69 though, so we didn't have Ticketmaster. So it was like the grocery stores or the local markets or whatever.
Okay.
Well, it being free definitely changed the original assumption of about 50,000 in attendance because that's how it turned into the 400,000 because people were realizing they could just get through.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So another problem was that they were having a hard time getting bands to sign up to perform. In April, Creedence Clearwater Revival was the first group to agree to perform for $10,000, which would have been about $74,000 in last year's terms.
Okay.
To play. Luckily for the four men, though, because CCR did sign on, other bands decided to take notice and jump on board as well. Some of those performers were Sweetwater, Joan Baez, Santana, Grateful Dead, Janis Joplin with the Cosmic Blues Band, The Who, Jefferson Airplane, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and of course, Jimi Hendrix.
Holy shit. What a lineup.
I know. Fuck. And there were many more, obviously, but yeah those were definitely
That's amazing.
Some of the main ones. The festival brought in way more people than assumed, which also made the roads getting to the site a freaking shit show. Lines and lines and lines of cars, highways blocked off basically because no one could go anywhere because they were just taking over like the whole freeway, driving towards festival. People were getting out of their cars and just walking.
Just abandoning their cars.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
More problems occurred as well once the rain started and made the roadways and the field, the actual dairy farm field that the site was on, into a muddy fucking bullshit of a mess. Then you had to include the fact that the facilities for the attendings were less than okay. The place was not equipped with enough sanitation. And what they did have was very poor and not nearly enough first aid. And they also ran into food shortages. Okay, now.
Oh, God.
This is in 1969. Okay?
Okay.
So now, 1999 was not any better.
No.
And you think they would have learned. Because I guess there was smaller ones that they did in between 69 and 99, which there's actually a lot of them, so I was like, it's going to have to be like a 6-day recording session for me to get through all of them, because there was shit at all of them, but these were the two big ones, right? Yeah. So pretty much the same problems happened in 99, but we'll get there. And even though there was that many people that were unexpected, the 400,000, it actually turned out to be a pretty peaceful event for the most part, which we've all kind of heard about, right? Sadly, there were 3 fatalities, though, 2 which were drug overdoses, and one was a 17-year-old that got ran over by a tractor while he was sleeping in a nearby field.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's also said that there were 2 births that happened, one in a car that was stuck in traffic getting to the site, or getting to the concert, and the other one was a woman after she was airlifted to the hospital.
Okay.
There were also between 4 to 8 miscarriages that possibly happened, and there were a total of 742 drug overdoses that did not result in death over the 3-day festival.
Yikes.
But, yeah, 742 drug overdose. Well, I guess 744, because 2 of them did pass away, but Jesus Christ. I mean, I guess in the hindsight of 400,000, maybe that's not that big of a number, but that's still a lot of people that...
Yeah. I'm actually surprised really at the low number of fatalities from that they were all okay.
Right? Ish. Just 3 people? Yeah.
Fuck. That's scary.
Yeah, I know. For such a peaceful event.
Sure.
I hope that nobody would die. Or get sick. Max Yasker, the one that was the owner of the property of the dairy farm, had spoken of how nearly 500,000 people came to the festival to spend the 3 days enjoying and having music and peace on their minds. He was also quoted saying, "If we join them, we can turn those adversities that are the problems of America today into hope for a brighter and more peaceful future." That's what the whole festival was meant to be about from the get-go for the people that went, but not particularly for the creators of the event. That message, in theory, was yet again proven to not really be true, yet again, when the same 4 men decide to revive the festival 30 years later.
It's the same 4 men.
Yes.
Okay, I'm curious how they're paying. Would you say Credence was like $74,000 today?
Yes, $10,000
was they just take a huge fucking net loss when it was free to get in? Like, how did they do that?
So they were charging for food and water and all that kind of stuff. So they made up a bunch of money. I have more facts with the 99. But like I said, I was just kind of not glossing over, but trying to just bleh.
The Cliff's notes of this one, yeah.
You think we would learn a fucking lesson, but we didn't.
Okay.
But yeah, no, they definitely, in none of this situation, in any of these Woodstocks, have they actually made the money that they thought they were going to make.
Got it. Okay.
Great. Which I don't really feel that bad for these people, but yeah. So, because they wanted, so the 4 promoters, the 4 guys, wanted to bring the same experience to a whole new generation of youth, but sadly, it didn't turn out that way at all. The whole festival was tarnished by things that happened, such as riots, assault, rape, vandalism, destruction of property, poor and lack of facilities, and of course, corporate greed, thus making it one of the most infamous music festivals to have ever taken place in music history.
Jesus Christ.
So now, 30 years later, Woodstock 99. It's about to go down at the former Griffiths Air Force Base, which was about 100 miles from the original Woodstock site.
Okay.
The festival was thought to only have about 200,000 paying people in attendance because that's how many tickets were supposed to be sold.
Sure.
And the capacity of the venue would only hold 250,000. So they figured this would be perfect. It's going to be easier to handle because we're going to have half the amount of people that we had at the first one or in 69. This would be great.
Right. Sure.
They're going to be spending lots of money. Yet again, 400,000 people show up to this one. A total of 186,983 tickets were sold, which at the time was a gross take of about 29 million.
Shit.
It is said that the cost to put on the festival was about 38 million, which did not include the cost for damages, fees, and extra security costs in case of an emergency. The promoters originally budgeted only 30 million. Besides the cost for getting into the festival, the concert goers would end up spending about a total of 30 to 40 million in the town of Rome, which is where the Air Force Base is, by visiting like the restaurants, the bars and stores, like on their way to the festival, if they needed something or whatever, they would go in and out.
Okay.
So the town made money, so that was good, but that is good because I'd rather the town make money than the promoters.
how did it happen again that like isn't there a cap? This wasn't something where it's like, okay, now we're sold out. How did they unexpectedly get 400,000 people?
They just kept selling tickets.
They didn't cap it? Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like it.
Great.
It does not sound like it. Sounds like they just kept selling things.
Perfect.
These guys are really good at their job.
Okay.
Yeah. Really good. So they would also allow the festival to be aired, so they could also make money this way, to be aired on pay-per-view for the people that couldn't go. That they could be at home and watch it, and it would cost them $59.95 to watch the 3-day festival.
Okay.
The site also had mall-type areas that included food vendors and merch vendors. The vendors had to pay $500 for their spot to sell for the 4 full days of the festival. Regarding the performers they were able to get acts like DMX, Limp Bizkit, Korn, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Alanis Morissette, Kid Rock, Metallica, George Clinton, Jamiroquai, James Brown, Insane Clown Posse, Seven Dust, Sheryl Crow, The Tragically Hip, Rage Against the Machine, and Creed.
Another fucking great lineup.
And yet again, a million more. Or not a million more, but a lot more too. Yeah. But these were the main stage guys. No groups from the original Woodstock performed, but a few of the artists did standalone performances, such as John Entwistle from The Who, Mickey Hart from the Grateful Dead played with his band Planet Drum, and Creed had a guest guitarist Robbie Krieger from The Doors who joined them on the song Roadhouse Blues.
Wow.
Side note, The Doors actually rejected their invite to the original Woodstock, but Krieger still came to play in 99.
Weird.
Yeah,
okay.
He still wanted to be a part of it.
He wanted to go, but he got voted out by the other members, probably.
I'm guessing.
Also, can you imagine if your other business had like a booth at Woodstock? Would you be?
That would be fucking amazing.
You would make so much money, but would you be scared?
Now that I know how this went down, I would have been fucking terrified. I would have called my mom to come get me. I would have been like, oh God, no. I mean, this love and peace, my fucking ass. This was not. No, this was not this was a whole different generation than hippies.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
There was no peace, love.
It was our generation, which is kind of shameful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we were this age of the people that would go to these things, and I was like, that's really sad that
that's embarrassing.
Our age group and generation were like that.
Yeah.
Because these guys fucked up. Bad. Yeah. So after the original Woodstock, the 4 promoters decided to change things up a bit and try harder to have a more peaceful and controlled event this time.
Okay.
So they were on a mission to not let the same things go down like before with the gate crashing, and went ahead with putting up a 12-foot plywood and steel fence, saying that it was defensible and that it would keep out any non-paying concert goers. Wrong. Wrong. Some of the concert goers actually tore down a 100-foot part of the fence that they dubbed the Peace Wall on Saturday night, but the crazy part was that they didn't tear it down to get in. They were tearing it down to get out because everything was so bad.
Oh my.
They wanted to fucking leave.
Were they trapped in there?
No.
Oh.
But I think it was easier.
I was like, whoa.
Because this property was huge. So, and I'll explain the property a little bit more too, but no, I think it was a shot. Like, I'm just going to go straight through the wall because then I'm out.
Get me the fuck out of here.
At a campsite wherever. I'm not sure where the campsite was in lineup of everything else.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I know it was attached to it, but I don't know where it would have been.
Shit.
So, yeah, I didn't get like a map of it or anything, but I don't blame these people for wanting to get the fuck out.
No kidding.
No. So the promoters thought that the fence would be good and useful, but there were also supposed to be approximately 500 New York State troopers to add additional security on site. The location had 2 main stages and some other smaller stages, a nighttime rave area, which was an airplane hangar, and another airplane hangar that was used for a film festival that was sponsored by the Independent Film Channel.
Jeez. Okay, something for everyone.
They got all their bases covered.
Okay.
Literally. Yeah. So let's talk about some of the main problems
okay.
that led to this festival being the shit show that it was. First off, it was around 100 degrees at any given time with no shade around. You're at an Air Force base. It's not like there's fucking trees at an Air Force base because planes will run into them. So why we decided to fucking have it in Air Force Base, I'm not sure. But whatever. So as like I said, the site was a previous Air Force Base, so the majority of the area was concrete or asphalt, which just absorbs heat, which basically made the whole place feel like they were in an oven, and you couldn't really escape it even at night because it was still just warm all the time.
Oh, God.
The concert goers, if they wanted to watch someone on the east stage and then catch the next band or performance on the west stage, they would have to walk across the ridiculously hot grounds for at least 2 miles, because it was about 2.3 miles from one stage to the other, with little stages in between in the mall, little vendors or whatever. But the main stages, which are who you're going to want to most likely see, 2.3 miles away, and they're all walking.
I didn't realize that. Jesus Christ.
They're all walking.
Where's the trolley or something?
There's no fucking trolley.
God.
They could have fucking taken a jet across it and had someone drive that across the thing. I don't know, but there was nothing.
Oh my God.
And with there being barely any grassy areas, a lot of concert goers had set up their tents on the actual asphalt or on the concrete and sleep like little baked potatoes because it was so hot that they couldn't cool down.
No.
And so they were all like cooking in their little tents. When the concert goers first arrived to the entry gates to show their tickets, they were met by security who would not allow people to bring in their own water or their own food. They were refusing to let people bring in shit.
Okay.
So with the crazy heat, everyone should have been drinking about a gallon of water every hour or so just to stay hydrated.
Oh,
and they were not allowed to bring anything in. So now you have to do what? You have to buy it from them, right? And there was water fountains, but the wait was about 25 minutes or so to get through the line at the water fountain. Well, most people didn't want to wait that long. So a couple people got fucking pissed, and they basically busted open the pipes so the water would flow and people could get, take their water bottles and fill it up.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's great in hindsight.
It's great.
It's really great in hindsight. Mm-hmm. So they're fed up, broke all the pipes. Great. So, which just ended up also causing large mud pits, which would later cause another problem, which I'll get to in a little bit.
Fuck.
If people didn't want to stand in line at the fountains, they could also go to the vendors and buy a water. And in 1999, water bottles were typically about 65 cents at the store, but vendors there were charging $4 a bottle. And as their supply started to run low, they would just keep upping the price. And by the end of the festival, the water was at most $12 per bottle.
Oh my God.
They were also doing this with the food too.
Fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hence the reason why they thought it was all about greed. Mm-hmm. One concert goer said that at some point during the 4 days, they went to get water and a small salad, and it cost them $9.99.
God.
That's like freaking eating at like the Outback or, fucking Ruth Chris or something.
That's
feel like
too
I'm
much
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus
for
Christ.
a small salad and, yeah. No.
Wow. Okay.
Lee Rosenblatt, who was part of the production team, so not part of the promoters, part of the production team, said that those in charge of organizing the festival sold the food rights to a corporate group, and that meant that they had full control over pricing. So once the contract was signed, the affiliate group set the prices, and staff couldn't do anything about it, whether people were like fainting in front of them or not. They couldn't fucking charge less. Rosenblatt also said that it became obvious that it was not about the festival's peaceful and enjoyable experience anymore, that it had become only about money. And he was quoted saying, "That was the moment for me where it stopped becoming the concert goer or the festival goer experience. It was just cutting budgets. Cutting budgets. We need to make changes. We're not making profits. Their goal was to make money. All hopes and dreams of peace, love, and understanding 1969 went out the window." On to the next problem.
Uh-oh.
The bathroom situation.
Oh, God.
So there were porta potties on site around, but definitely not enough to fill the demand of the 400,000 fucking people that were there for 4 days. So the toilet started to overflow and became quickly not usable. This, with the combination of the water fountains that we just broke the pipes to, and so the water's running freely, so is also shit.
Oh, no.
Literally. Through the whole place. Well, a lot of people, since people are drunk and dehydrated and probably delirious at this point, don't realize that it's this muddy shit show, literally, and they're using the water to cool off. So they're laying in it and whatever. So, yeah. So this would end up causing some concert goers to get a case of trench mouth or trench foot. Trench mouth is a painful form of gum swelling, gingivitis. The mouth normally contains a balance of different bacteria. Trench mouth occurs when there's too much pathologic bacteria. The gums become infected and develop painful ulcers. Viruses may be involved in allowing the bacteria to grow too much, but trench mouth will make your gums bleed. This is like the symptoms. Makes your gums bleed, hurt, and swell.
Is it like right away? Like from the time they dipped in the mud? Was it after they got home that they had this? Or was it like while they're there?
So I don't know that if it was right then and there, and because it was over a couple of days that the water and the sewage were mixing. But if remember the documentary that we saw, there was one girl on there that did say that she had gotten it. But I don't know if she had gotten it when I think she woke up on the last day of the festival and realized she had like ulcers and finger blisters on her mouth. So, I mean, it didn't happen not that fast.
Oh my God.
So I don't know if everybody got it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being hot to the point where you can't stand it anymore and dehydrated, thirsty, hungry, and in fucking horrible pain. That sounds like that's a recipe for people to fucking lose their shit. Okay.
Which they do.
Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah.
Very much so. So that was trench mouth. So trench foot or immersion foot syndrome is a serious condition that results from your feet being wet for too long. So they're just traipsing through these muddy fields and shit, right? So they were all getting it. The condition first became known during World War I when soldiers got trench foot from fighting in cold, wet conditions in trenches without the extra socks or boots to keep their feet dry. Trench foot often begins with a tingling, itching that can progress to numbness.
Oh my God.
Yeah, gross. Blech. Okay. Now let's move on.
Okay.
To the violence and destruction that took place over the 4 days. When Limp Bizkit got to the stage and performed the song Break Stuff, Fred Durst says to the crowd, "Don't let anybody get hurt, but I don't think you should mellow out. That's what Alanis Morissette had you motherfuckers do. If someone falls, pick them up." Then during the performing of their song Nookie, he said, "We already let all the negative energy out. It's time to reach down and bring that positive energy to this motherfucker. It's time to let yourself go right now, because there are no motherfucking rules out here. Or out there."
Okay, what are your thoughts on that?
That he didn't give a shit, and that he was like, I mean, I think he's playing his part. I mean, he's doing his song, but at the same point, you could already, in my opinion, you can already see that the crowd's all worked up. They're already all in, there's angst. You can see it floating around, whatever, and you're just feeding into it. I don't know that he's to blame, but I don't think he fucking helped.
No.
At all.
But if I was never were you into his music?
I know the song Nookie.
Yeah. Weren't there vibes even before this that he was just kind of a douche?
I think so.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. And I was like, when I saw that, I was like, God, is he... Yeah. I don't know.
I think he thought it would make him look cool and sound cool, and those people would follow him and whatever, and they fucking did. And I think that he's to blame, but not to blame.
Do you know if he has said anything since about feeling regretful that he did that?
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
No. I also don't really care.
Not.
So I was like,
yeah. Okay.
You know,
all right. I was
really
just curious. I was like, I wonder if he, feels like.
I doubt it.
You know, at the time, he was probably, a 20-something that thought he was just so fucking cool. Like, I just wonder if in hindsight, he was like, that wasn't cool. You know?
You would hope so.
Yeah.
You would hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, you would hope so.
Yeah.
But,
okay. All right.
I mean, who knows? But, yeah. Everybody this was all bad. For many reasons. But besides the stages that were set up, they also had a hangar that was the designated rave area. Okay.
No.
So this was the after hours party spot, and it happened every night. And on Saturday night, Fatboy Slim was set to perform in the hangar, and shit went real wrong. Some random guy stole a truck and decided that it would be a shit hot idea to drive it through the hangar.
Sorry, it's not funny.
With all these people, like raving or whatever you do at a rave. Mm-hmm. I wasn't a raver, so I don't know.
Raving?
Is that what they do? I don't know.
Sure.
Glow sticks? I don't know.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. Glow sticks?
And so he just decided to drive this truck through the hangar. Well, okay, so this is a trigger. But it was also reported by some of the staff that while the truck was driving through, they saw what looked like a teenage girl that was being raped in the back of the truck while the truck was driving around, but they couldn't stop it.
Jesus Christ.
So you would think, I mean, obviously these people are all fucking high or drunk or, I mean, maybe not everybody, but most of the people I'm thinking. And not one person thought that they could stop. I mean, it wasn't like he was going 65 through this hangar. I mean, there were tons of people, and by the time the people would notice that this truck was behind him, they would, move over or whatever. So it's like, I feel like more things could have been done about that little girl, or the girl, but there wasn't. So that's really sad. With all that was going on, Fatboy Slim, because he could see the truck and he saw that people were starting to get out of hand. He didn't see the rape part or anything, obviously, but he quit his set in the middle of it because he was worried about how out of control the crowd was getting, and he started to feel a little scared about what was going on. On the last night of the festival, the Red Hot Chili Peppers were set to perform on the east stage, and Megadeth was performing on the west stage. So
it's an interesting combination.
Yeah, I mean, they're 2.3 miles apart, Amber. So they're not close to each other. It's not like you're back up.
Yeah, but it's like, do I want to go to Megadeth or Chili Peppers tonight?
I'd be like, I am 1.3 miles closer to this one. I am going that way.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm not fucking walking.
It's hot and I have no water. I'm staying here.
Fuck that. Yeah. So during the day, on that Saturday, or on that last night of the festival, during the day, a group of peace promoters for the anti-gun violence organization called PAX, which was later called the Center to Prevent Youth Violence, was handing out candles to concert goers with the intention of doing a candlelight vigil when the Red Hot Chili Peppers performed under the bridge.
Oh, no.
So, now some of the people... So now some of the people did indeed, light their candles and
used it as it was intended.
They used it like you were supposed to use it. Yeah. Others, of course, did not use it like they were supposed to, and they decided that they were going to use their candles and lighters to start bonfires. Why the fuck not? I mean, it's only 100 degrees. We definitely need a fire. So the trash bins that were there were already full and overflowing, and trash was everything. So you've got mud and water and shit and trash just fucking everywhere, all over the ground. It's a fucking disaster. And these people decided that they were going to take the water bottles and whatever else they could find and use that as fuel for their bonfires. In a short period of time, the fires had made it from one stage to the other, which, remember, is about 2.3 miles.
Holy shit.
The
whole span. Yeah.
The whole span. During all this, there was also a radio tower that had also caught fire, and the fire department was called in to extinguish that, so that got taken care of. With all
Jesus Christ.
I know, it's just one thing after dinner. During all the chaos with the fires and stuff, some people took an advantage to loot and destroy the ATMs that were throughout the property by tipping them over and breaking into them, which led to about $22,000 being stolen. Some people started breaking into some semi-tractor trailers that were holding merchandise and equipment. Some of them also had like propane tanks in them for like the food vendors and stuff, and so those were fucking catching on fire.
Also, in the people's defense of the ATM, it's like, that'll get you about 4 waters, right? Yep. Like, they're fucking thirsty.
Yeah, they're like, I could get water.
I just want water.
Good deal, but I just want water. Yeah, I mean,
Jesus Christ.
True. I think if I had to choose between the ATM and taking out the vendors that were already closed, I would have gone after the vendors.
Yeah, because, aside from these people, like, possibly being drunk or on drugs, they're also possibly hungry, hot, thirsty, and uncomfortable and delirious. And that will lead to fucking chaos, even if you are not under the influence of anything.
Yeah, exactly. And
a crowd that big.
That was going to happen.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
Right? Even if it was 200,000.
Yes.
200,000. That would have been fucking chaos.
200,000 hot, uncomfortable, unhappy people is scary.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. So, they were taking out the tractor trailers, merchandise equipment, blowing shit up. And then others were taking out the vendor booths and lighting them on fire and stealing what they had. Once they started to run out of fuel, though, they began tearing off more of the plywood from the peace wall.
It's so ironic.
Peace wall. Yeah. And started to use that, because why the fuck not, right? Might as well. And after the festival, the Red Hot Chili Peppers would end up being blamed by the media. Not Fred Durst. Well, okay, he did too. But blamed by the media because they were saying that all the rioting and fire starting was their fault because they performed the song Fire by Jimi Hendrix, which they did to honor his performance at the original Woodstock.
Yeah, I feel like it's like whoever was on stage when it got bad was going to get blamed.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Cheryl Crow could have been up there.
Yeah.
And they would have been like,
Yeah, it was Cheryl's. Yeah. You're my favorite mistake. And now
Right.
everyone's making fucking mistakes. It's Cheryl's fault.
It's gotta be
It's
Cheryl's
just
fault.
that's who was performing when it happened. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty, I mean, it sounds like it because, I mean, okay, well, they weren't saying shit, trying to start shit like Durst was. But, yeah, I mean, you pick the time. Okay, so yeah, he could be singing Fire, but the fact that he was singing Fire wasn't because he was trying to get you guys to do that. He was trying to sing a song to honor Jimi fucking Hendrix, and you guys are just using an excuse to fucking terrorize them.
Well, and what the fuck was Megadeth doing 2 miles down the way?
Fucking
nothing good.
Nothing good, probably. I mean, I wouldn't assume so, but I don't know. Yeah, didn't hear anything about that. So, okay, so remember how I told you MTV was there? Or no, I didn't tell you MTV was there. But anyways, Kurt Loder and the MTV crew, who were covering the festival, decided to leave because they felt unsafe, and Loder was reported saying to USA Today, it was dangerous to be around. The whole scene was scary. There were just waves of hatred bouncing around the place. It was clear we had to get out of there. It was like a concentration camp. To get in, you get frisked to make sure you're not bringing in any water or food that would prevent you from buying from their outrageously priced booths. You wallow around in garbage and human waste. There was a palpable mood of anger.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. So on the left... I still have a couple more pages.
Oh my God, it gets worse.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get better. On the last night, around 11:45, 500 to 700 New York State troopers, police officers, and other law enforcement showed up and created a riot line, trying to force the crowd northwest away from the East Stage area. And a lot of the crowd were not happy about it and started to just head back to the campground area and some towards the main entrance just to get out because they were like, why are you fucking pushing us this way? Even the fires weren't even done, and most of them there were still fires going on, and most of them would not be extinguished till after sunrise the next day.
Jeez.
Another trigger warning. So just so you know, there were at least 5 reports to the authorities of rape, sexual assault, and harassment that had occurred during the weekend. Jeez. During Limp Bizkit's performance. Another one. There was a young woman in the mosh pit who was crowd surfing, and it's reported that she got pulled down into the crowd of people and was assaulted. And there was also a report by a volunteer that during Korn's performance, there was a gang rape that had occurred.
Oh my God.
I know. See, now, all of these things were reported and mentioned, but you don't hear about anything happening to these people. Like, nothing gets fixed. Right?
Yeah.
So, So I can only imagine if those were the numbers that were actually reported to authorities, how much stuff didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Wow.
In that big scheme of things, especially there was, I don't have the quote written down, so I'm not going to say the quote, obviously, but some of the people that were there were saying that it was, you could just feel like the guys just felt like they were right to do whatever they wanted to whoever, and it was like this macho situation, and everybody's just overly boyish, overly mannish. You know, it's like everybody was just taking advantage of everything.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
Oh God, that's so scary.
Yeah, that would no. So during Metallica's set, a young man named David DeRoja, who was in the mosh pit, ended up collapsing, and he was taken to the medical tent. They treated him for symptoms of seizures, but the doctors thought it was from a suspected drug overdose. David was taken to the Air Force Base Medical Center, then later airlifted to the University Hospital in Syracuse, where after his arrival, his body temp hit 107, which put him into a coma.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, the doctors diagnosed him with heat stroke and hypothermia, and David was in a coma for 2 days, and sadly he passed away on July 26th. His autopsy showed that his death was accidental, and the cause was hypothermia and enlarged heart and obesity. But David's mother in 2001 would go on to file a lawsuit against the promoters of Woodstock and 6 doctors that were working the event. The lawsuit stated that the festival promoters were negligent with not providing enough water for the crowd goers or medical care for the 400,000 people that were in attendance.
Right.
I couldn't find any results for the lawsuit to see what had happened, but last I could find was in 2019. It still wasn't resolved.
Jesus Christ. I also didn't know that you could have heat stroke and hypothermia at the same time.
Yeah.
Is it?
Should have probably looked at it.
No, you shouldn't have.
That is what happened to him, but I don't know.
I'm thinking through how that happens. Is your body trying to cool down too quickly?
That's what I was going to say, is I wonder if, because if his body's 107 degrees, obviously the heat stroke got him to that. But then, his body's trying to fight off that, which could give him hypothermia because it's trying to cool it down faster. That's what I would think.
Yeah. Oh my God, that sounds awful.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
okay. Fuck.
Poor guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So I couldn't find, as far as I know, in 2019, it was still not resolved.
Oh, jeez.
A 44-year-old man who had also been at Woodstock in 69 and had come to 99 sadly passed away from a heart attack during the weekend in the campsite. And a young woman named Tara Weaver was hit and killed by a car while she was leaving the concert while walking alongside of the road. There were about 44 arrests made over the weekend. About 12 people from law enforcement were either demoted or suspended due to their actions during the festival, which included posing with some of the nude women that were there, and one for having sexual relations with a 15-year-old girl.
Fuck right off.
After the festival, members of NOW, the National Organization for Women, protested outside of one of the promoters' offices in New York City because of the sexual violence that had happened during the weekend. Many others also brought forth lawsuits against the promoters and the festival for many different things, but mainly dehydration and distress. Many years later, when the two of the main promoters, Lang and Cher, were asked about what their thoughts were about how the festival went, they basically said that they don't think that they did anything wrong. They didn't acknowledge their poor planning or poor preparations or the budget cuts. They completely blamed the festival goers for all that went wrong during the 3-day festival known as Woodstock 99. Or 4-day festival known as Woodstock 99.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So, I'm almost done. Last sentence.
No.
If you want to know more or hear from the people that were there, because you watched the documentary too, and
did.
There's 2 of them actually, but I don't have HBO. One of them is called Woodstock 99 Peace, Love, and Rage, which is on HBO or HBO Max. And then the other one is the 3-part documentary that you and I watched, which was on Netflix, called Trainwreck Woodstock 99.
Fuck.
Yeah, real fun.
That was a good covering of that. Holy shit.
Thank you. That was... there's a lot to that. And it's so weird how it's really almost similar to 69, except for the hatred that came across.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like they had all the poor, the poor preparations and not enough food, not enough water, the toilet situation, all those things. Like, it was kind of the same idea across the board, but it was almost like, if you think about it, like, obviously the music from the 60s were so much better, but I mean, it was like just calmer, and it was just a different time and a different group
It's a different
people
vibe and yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
I would choose to go to Woodstock 69 in a fucking
Me
heartbeat.
too.
I would never go to this one.
I watched that and felt embarrassed that was our group of people.
Yeah. Shitty. It was shitty.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, most people probably weren't that
Yeah.
bad. But, you know.
But still, it was the promoters. Like, you can't deprive people of, like, basic needs.
Because you want to make money.
That many days and not expect for people to get fucking mad.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Wow. Good job, sister.
Thank you. So my sources, Rolling Stones, Good To, Kerrang, Salon, Wikipedia, and the Netflix documentary.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that was dark.
Thanks. Well, not really. But
No,
I'm not thanks. I didn't do it. But,
yeah. No. Yeah.
I did not cause this problem.
No, you didn't.
But yeah, no. So
wow.
There's that.
Fuck. Well,
so literally.
Thanks for all that. Literally
a
shit show. Yeah. Ew. Yeah. A muddy shit show. They were playing in it.
Yeah.
Ugh. God.
Gross.
So gross.
Well, anything else?
No. Do you have anything else? No.
This wine's really warm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
it's not your fault.
That was our 100th episode. Yeah.
Way to go, us.
Way to go, us. Nice work, sister.
Thanks.
And this was motherfucking, chaotic. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Crime, Wine, and Chaos. Artwork by Erika Peterson. Music by Paul Abner. Audio editing by Amber Clifton. We are on Facebook at Crime, Wine, and Chaos and on Instagram at Crime, Wine, and Chaos Pod. If you would like to support the show or submit a listener story, you can visit our website at crimewineandchaos.com for our Patreon link and listener story submission. Cheers!